James Carpenter with Country Living. Welcome to my channel and thank you for watching my videos. Okay, so we're going to talk about this barn you see here, the one in the middle of the picture. The barn was possibly built in the 1820s, and that's going by the local courthouse for the county and the records, what they show on record. How accurate that is, I don't know. But for the most part, it's an older house and an older barn. And my intentions are to bring the old barn back to life. See, it still looks nice and square. It looks strong. It was worth repairing. So these shots here are before while we were cleaning it out. I mean, there was actually a lot more stuff in this than what you see here. This is stuff we were taking out of the attic, the upstairs, putting it in a dumpster. We hauled off quite a bit of stuff. Now this is the upstairs of the building, and I just wanted to show you the oak beams and how they had this thing kind of put together. Now where those roof rafters come together up there, now keep in mind those are just nailed, and I would imagine the nails are pretty rusty by now. So this was an old tank that used to sit back there that fuel was stored in. I've got a scrap guy, he's going to haul that off. We're going to get rid of the drum itself and the stand that it was on. Now we've got the back portion of the old barn torn off. You can see the old concrete in there. We're going to end up replacing it. We set poles. These are hurricane straps I'm putting on the floor joists just for added protection. These are the braces that held the building up. We had to jack the building up and put it on these stands. One stand in each corner. This is the front of the building tore off. The X bracing was to help keep everything stable while we jacked. We used 20-ton jacks and blocks. We built pedestals, and then as we went up from there, we blocked back and forth. These telephone poles are going to be used at the base of each old oak beam. The oak beams you see hanging down on the building. We're actually going to put these telephone poles below the frost line and concrete them in, or at least put them on a concrete pad, backfill and tamp. But anyhow, the telephone poles are now pressure treated and going into the ground, and you can see where the building sits on top of the telephone poles. So that worked out pretty good. Here we are taking the concrete out. We used a saw, cut the concrete, and I took all these pads out of here to get the old concrete out. I ended up using the old concrete as a base for another parking area. This is what it looks like with the concrete out. We left a little pad on each one of those, obviously. And we found a lot of old bottles. Quite a few old bottles. Alright, so I'm going to take the tractor. I'm digging out all the topsoil, get down to the clay. so we can prep for concrete. Now, we ran into what I'm going to call the original foundation, something that they put in years ago using rocks and whatever they could get their hands on. And here they concreted the rocks together. You can see they're a little bit longer, but it took a minute to dig all them out of there. Now this is the framing on the overhang. This is work in progress, getting the dirt out. Here we got 2x, I think either 2x8s or 10s that we use for the forms to pour the concrete. And here in the front, the bottom part of your screen, that's where we cut the asphalt and the old sidewalk. We severed it right there, and the new concrete would pour up to that. So let's take a look at the I guess the barrier that keeps the concrete from going beyond a certain point. The forms, that's the word I'm looking for. Now we have the plastic down. We're getting ready for the truck to show up. Here's the mud being poured. That's a crew that came out and did this job, and they did an excellent job. I would highly recommend this guy to someone. There's a 1-inch slope right there. So to get down to where the asphalt level is, it's a 1-inch drop. So that will prevent any water from running into the garage. And what he's building right there is pretty much the same thing. That's a little step down that the garage door sits in, so that any moisture or water gets contained in that trough. This is framing for the overhang. That's some framing on the walls. Framing for the window. A window anyhow. The original floor joists. More framing. All 4x4 framing. Pressure treated. These are the steps. I believe that's a 2x12. This is going up the steps. Some of the upstairs framing. It was nice to have that concrete floor in there because it made it easy to set the saws up. That's the panel box. I installed a gently used panel box. Here we're putting in a basically to support them rafters, like a ridge beam. That's a little wall to keep you from falling down into the staircase hole. That's looking down the stairs. That floor is the original floor. It's 3/4 inch oak, tongue and grooved. Now, those are going to be a couple windows up there, those triangles. Here's that ridge beam pretty much finished up. We used some of the cutoffs of the 4x4s and got that beam all secured. Now these bolts were used to tie some of the 4x4 framing into the 6x6 framing. Just a little added bonus there. Now this block, I put this block between the stairs and that 4x4 in that wall and ran that 8-inch lag bolt in there in 2 different places on that side. And over here I had to use a smaller 5-inch bolt, but I put 3 of them on that side. I guess bottom line is the stairs are in there pretty solid, plus the 3.5-inch drywall or deck screws. This is some slab wood that I'm using to decorate the interior of the building. This is underneath the steps. Alright, we're covering the building with pressure treated tongue and groove 2x6, and those are being nailed to the 4x4 walls. We left that original siding up there, that white part, but it got covered by the pressure treated wood at some point. We're making one large door there so you can take the loader on a tractor and set skids and stuff up in there. Save you from hauling it up the steps. This is the garage doors going in. These guys are out of Marysville. They're really good. I use them for all my garage door stuff. Smooth door. I didn't get insulated doors. I do not plan on insulating the building. It's basically for storage. Getting a little more covered here. We got a window in. A couple windows up top. So this is the finished look here. We built these doors for that big opening. All the siding's on. The soffit's not done yet, but we're going to get that finished up. But I thought I could do the video based on where we're at right now. This building will be a work in progress for some time. Just do a little walk around here. This is the back side of the building, the man door there, the garage door. Very unique little building. In a lot of people's eyes, probably way overkill, but I really don't care. If I've got the money and I want to spend it, and this is what I want to do, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build something that's going to be here for a while. That's what the soffit is going to look like all the way around when it's finished up. let's take a look at the inside. And again, it's not finished. My intentions are to put that pallet lumber like you see there in the corner between each of the 4x4s all the way around, and build little shelves like you see there out of the same wood, just built right into the wall. And this is the wood look coming around, going around the garage door, and then back into the little closet underneath the steps. There's some electric there. I do all my electric in EMT conduit. That wall's down there. Going up the steps, you can see where it started right there. And then to look at the building some more, you can just see the framing. You can see pretty much everything. Built very well. These are the steps. Well, the camera's kind of dark here. It's not a good look at the steps. But as you come up, you can see the door. There's a gap around the door, but we haven't put the trim mold on yet. I mean, we just finished working on it a few hours ago, but all that's going to come. But I just wanted to get the video out there. The majority of the building's done at this point. Made our own little latch to hold the doors closed. Got the hurricane straps on those rafters. And you can see the old, I left the look of the old building in there. You can see the back side of that 3/4. And there we got there a couple windows. We got that ridge beam. I hope at this point that you enjoyed the video, and the fact that there's somebody out there that wants to preserve a little bit of American history, which I think I've done a good job on that. This building should stand for quite some time. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, take a look at it. I got a lot of videos on there. Subscribe, and I'm doing my best to do content a couple days a week. Thank you, and enjoy your evening.